The word ninja immediately brings to mind shadowy figures moving silently through the darkness, armed with hidden weapons and possessing seemingly supernatural powers of stealth. But who were these mysterious warriors, and why did they inspire such fear in ancient Japan? Were they truly assassins who could vanish without a trace? Were they sorcerers trained in forbidden arts? Or was their terrifying reputation built on something more grounded, yet equally dangerous? The truth about the ninja, or shinobi as they were known in Japanese, has been blurred by legend, secrecy, and centuries of exaggeration. Their enemies often described them in almost mythical terms, as if facing the ninja meant facing the unknown itself. But what exactly made them so feared? To understand the rise of the ninja, it is important to consider the turbulent world of medieval Japan. From the 12th century onward, the country was dominated by powerful warlords known as daimyo, who constantly fought for land, resources, and influence. This era, particularly during the Sengoku period beginning in the 15th century, was marked by near-constant warfare, shifting alliances, and brutal battles. Traditional armies of samurai clashed openly on the battlefield, guided by codes of honor and military prestige. But in times of chaos, methods beyond conventional warfare became invaluable. This was the environment in which the ninja emerged, operating in the shadows, while the samurai fought in the open. As warlords sought any advantage they could, ninja were hired to perform tasks that samurai would not, or could not, carry out. The most important role of the ninja was espionage. While samurai celebrated honor and loyalty, ninja operated on gathering information by any means necessary. They infiltrated enemy castles, villages, and military camps, often disguised as farmers, merchants, or monks. Such disguises were vital in blending into the background, slipping past guards, and appearing harmless. Historians believe their ability to collect intelligence was one of the greatest reasons they were feared. A single ninja spy could provide knowledge of enemy weaknesses, secret plans, or undefended routes, tipping the balance of entire campaigns. In a society bound by secrecy, the idea that anyone could be an informant created paranoia, leaving powerful warlords constantly uncertain of who might be watching. Another reason ninja became so feared was their talent for sabotage. Unlike samurai, who faced their enemies head-on, ninja were trained to disrupt enemy forces in indirect but devastating ways. They could slip into fortresses to set buildings on fire, poison water supplies, or create chaos in supply lines. These acts of destruction were not random, but carefully planned to weaken an opposing army before battle ever began. In a world where fortified castles were considered unassailable, the knowledge that ninja could sneak past thick walls and heavily armed guards was especially unsettling. Evidence shows that some ninja also carried small explosives and incendiary devices. Though primitive by modern standards, these weapons created terrifying results when used against unsuspecting soldiers, who often believed they were encountering dark magic. Perhaps the most infamous aspect of the ninja's reputation was assassination. While historians debate how often they were actually hired as killers, the possibility alone was enough to sow fear throughout Japan. Assassination attempts could target not just warriors on the battlefield, but also high-ranking officials, strategists, or even daimyo themselves. Unlike the swordsmen who faced each other in ritualized duels, ninja were believed to strike without warning and then vanish into the night. Such unpredictability created tremendous psychological fear. Records from the time tell of warlords who slept in fortified inner rooms, surrounded themselves with loyal guards, or even shifted sleeping quarters secretly to avoid becoming victims of assassination. Whether ninja carried out every such attack themselves, or whether fear exaggerated their involvement, their reputation as silent killers made them an invisible threat, haunting the minds of the elite. Behind their abilities lay a lifetime of specialized training. Ninja clans, particularly from regions like Iga and Koga, developed unique traditions that focused on skills their samurai counterparts ignored. Training included stealth movement, camouflage, climbing, swimming, and survival in harsh conditions. Because deception was part of their craft, ninja also learned to create tools that gave them a practical advantage: grappling hooks, concealed weapons, and even footwear designed to move quietly. Unlike samurai, who studied poetry and military codes, ninja studied disciplines that maximized survival and unpredictability. Evidence suggests children growing up in ninja households were trained from an early age in both physical techniques and mental discipline, learning not only to endure combat, but to blend into the unnoticed spaces of society. This deliberate secrecy surrounding their training preserved their aura of mystery and made their abilities seem inhuman to outsiders. The weapons of the ninja also contributed to their fearsome reputation. While the famous straight-bladed ninja sword, or ninjato, is often depicted in popular culture, historians emphasize that ninja frequently relied on smaller, practical weapons rather than specialized blades alone. Throwing stars, or shuriken, were used not just to wound, but also to distract or slow down pursuers. Blowguns, poisons, smoke bombs, and spikes hidden in the ground created confusion and amplified their terrifying presence. To enemies who often did not fully understand these tools, they seemed to evidence unparalleled cunning. Samurai, restricted by their code of honor, fought in predictable ways, but ninja had no such limits. Each unexpected weapon reminded adversaries that a single encounter with a ninja could never be anticipated, and survival was never guaranteed. Just as important as their real abilities was the effect of legend and rumor. Stories spread quickly during times of war, and ninja became the center of countless tales. Some believed they possessed supernatural powers, such as the ability to turn invisible, control the elements, or shapeshift into animals. While historians today recognize these as exaggerations, the fact that such stories existed reflects how unnerving the ninja seemed to their contemporaries. Fear depends not only on what is real, but also on what people believe could be possible. By cultivating mystery and operating in complete secrecy, ninja allowed rumors to spiral into myths. In turn, fear of the unknown amplified their power far beyond their actual numbers. Another factor that made ninja feared was their role as outsiders in a highly stratified society. Japanese culture during the Sengoku period followed strict social hierarchies. The samurai represented the warrior elite, bound by honor and loyalty. Merchants, farmers, and artisans each played expected roles. Ninja, however, defied this system. Operating outside the traditional structure, often hired secretly by rival daimyo, they occupied a morally ambiguous space that made them both indispensable and distrusted. To some, they were dishonorable mercenaries. To others, they were indispensable tools. This outsider identity contributed to their menacing image. If they did not follow the same rules as everyone else, what limits did they have at all? As Japan moved toward unification under powerful leaders like Oda Nobunaga in the 16th century, the role of the ninja began to change. Nobunaga and later shoguns worked deliberately to diminish the influence of independent ninja clans, launching military campaigns to crush their strongholds. While ninja continued to exist, especially as covert agents under centralized governments, their autonomy shrank dramatically. By the Edo period in the 17th century, the age of open warfare had ended, and ninja gradually transitioned more into folklore than daily military life. Yet, paradoxically, their decline in real-world power only amplified their legendary status in stories, theater, and later, modern popular culture. The ninja became so feared in ancient Japan, not simply because of what they did, but because of what they represented. They were the embodiment of unpredictability in a society that valued order, and the masters of secrecy in an age obsessed with power. Their techniques of espionage, sabotage, and psychological warfare made them invaluable and terrifying all at once. Today, historians view them as skilled professionals rather than supernatural figures. Yet the fact remains, few groups in history have used fear so effectively as a weapon. The ninja's legacy lives on not only in movies, comics, and myths, but also in the memory of a time when shadows on the wall could mean the very difference between survival and sudden death.